Episode 151, how to build your dream team for your resto negosyo. Magandang gabi sa iyo, partner.
Good evening, Coach. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Ang sarap pakinggan ng episode 151, di ba? Parang kailan lang episode 1, ngayon po 151 episodes na tayo and continue pa rin every week, di ba? Linggo-linggo, narito pa rin tayo. Di ba? So maraming salamat po sa ating mga classmates, lalo sa mga early birds na feeling ko talagang inaabangan nila mag-live.
Oo.
Mas nag-go game na, andyan na
Game
sila,
na.
no? So maraming salamat sa ating mga classmates every Tuesday night at umabot po tayo sa episode 151, no? And tonight, again, one of the most relevant topics, no, in a fast changing industry, no? Yung pagre-resto negosyo. And I was listening to a podcast, nadadalas ako kay Joe Rogan ngayon, no? Pero pinipili kasi isang katutak na yung episode niya. So pinipili ko lang yung mga podcast na I'm interested, no? And last time I listened to something that's very interesting, no? Si Mark Anderson, one of the legends sa Silicon Valley. And they talked about 3 hours, parang di ko na po na dire-diretso lang, no? They talk about how AI is impacting society and how it will impact society. And sabi nga nila is very ironic because ang akala dati AI will replace yung mga blue collar jobs, no. Baliktad, ang pinapalitan niya ngayon white collar jobs, no. And we should very timely yung ating topic about building your dream team because ano ba yung pangangailangan na talaga ngayon? No, at ano yung mga bagay na hindi will never go out of style, di ba?
Yeah, true.
Kahit na mayroong AI, no. And I think that's going to be part of our discussion. And again, no, I'm overwhelmed with a lot of feedback because nagpunta ako share sa Marikina nung Monday and I had a coaching session, no. Ang tawag ko ron, tawag natin doon yung values to value conversation with a group of very inspiring people from Soul Game, no, and Barbary and the mga companies nila, no. Isang couple of an entrepreneur couple na nakaka-inspire, batang-bata, no. Si Sir Ems at si Ma'am Claire diyan sa Marikina, and they put up, I think na sila, 4 na very unique businesses under one entrepreneurial umbrella, no. Yung barbershop, they have a shoe restoration and cleaning company, and then they have a resto bar, and then they have a staycation place, no.
Oh, so, di ba? Empire na ito.
Yes, magandang gabi po. At nagsimula lang sila, no, yung barely pre-pandemic, like I think late 2018, no. So nagsimula. And it's very inspiring how they've succeeded in their endeavors, and now sabi ko nga, nakakatuwa yung naghahanap pa rin talaga ng additional knowledge. Kasi with success, sometimes you feel na, hindi, alam na namin to. Nagtagumpay nga kami ng walang but they reach out, and it's more than happy itong ating, of course, the Resto Coach community will more than happy to share our experience with them. So maraming salamat for having the Resto Coach over and coach and share yung ating advocacy. Of course, we continue to share with other people, no, and masaya yung grupo nila, and excited ako pag may mga ganung no. I'm sure may mga ibang manonood ngayong gabi and they know about our show already, and welcome. As early as now, welcome ko na po yung mga taga Soul Game, taga Kalma. Ang pangalan ng kanilang resto bar ay Kalma, no. And yung Barbary, no. Hindi ko maalala yung pangalan ng staycation place nila because nung nagsisession kami, tawag niya, ito mga taga-staycation, sir. Hindi nabanggit. So magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, Sir Ems, Ma'am Claire, and of course si Boss Jay Salonga. Okay? Sige. Kamusta ka naman, partner?
Okay
Diyan
naman,
sa
Coach.
Malaysia?
Okay naman, Coach. Asa na, marami ng biyahero na umuwi at bumalik muli dahil nagbabago ng seasons. Pero pagdating sa yung hustle and bustle ng city, feel mo na nung sinabi mong 151 episode, iniisip ko kasi lagi kong nire-review mga past episodes natin, how far we have come from thinking what the future is until we're back here. And let's not take that for granted.
Yes, oo, yung mga pinagdarasal po natin dati ngayon nandito na, and ako nalulungkot ako eh. Kasi recently, hindi naman puro good news, may mga bad incidents din akong na-encounter about hospitality and service, of course, without naming the names of the establishments, no. Paalala ko lang parati pag kinakausap ko yung manager, no, and it's out of concern that I give feedback. Otherwise, mananahimik na lang talaga ako, di ba?
Mhm.
It's sabi ko, it's unfortunate how quick we forget, no, how we were praying hard for dine-in customers to come back, and how we were praying for hotel guests to come back, no.
Mhm.
And now nandito na tayo, let's show yung appreciation natin, di ba? Sabi nga natin dito parati, the best way to say thank you and also sorry, no, the best way to say sorry and thank you is to actually do better, no?
Yeah.
To improve and do better. So, huwag natin kakalimutan yan. So, bago tayo magpatuloy, dumarami yung mga nanonood. Baka gusto mo muna silang banggitin. Shout out mo,
Ayan, pa-shout
partner.
out. Dumadami. Sikit Gabriel Sanleas Lavilla.
Yan.
Yan. Good evening din. Si Nikki Barrido.
Si Nikki, yan. Magandang,
Yes.
maayong gabi.
Maayong gabi.
Sabi mo, maayong gabi.
Oo. Of course, ang ating favorite na si Victor Mempin. At ang
Early
kanyang
bird
magandang
ako,
boses.
early bird siya. Kasabay lang niya si Miss Peachy, no? Si Miss Peachy de la Cruz.
At si Leo Boy.
Si Leboy, naging guest natin yan from
Ayan.
Leon. Authentic Mexican.
Listening to all of us students. Di ba? Ang ating mga students and classmates.
Mga classmates natin, no?
Mm-mm.
Si Kenneth, nandirito rin, no? Si Kenneth. At si Joven Manalo.
Nag-special lang Facebook, parang magkaiba tayo na nakikita. Pero yes, puti nakita mo yung lahat ng ating mga bumabati.
Hindi, saka nakakatuwa kasi nga, as early as pagbukas mo, meron ka agad mga classmates.
Correct. Ang daming pa-heart at
Yan.
Thank you.
It's 8:32. Sabi nga natin, yung part ng culture natin dito sa Coach and Share is to practice yung early is on time is late is unacceptable, di ba? So kahit busy tayo, kailangan, isa sa mga pinopromote natin, yung maaga tayong dumarating sa klase.
Yes.
Pero syempre, pwede namang humabol. Pwedeng humabol at more importantly, pwedeng manood ng mga previous episodes. Diba? Para rin tong Netflix.
Yan.
Para rin tong Netflix. At saka dito walang expiration, di ba? Wala yung mga hindi nire-renew na mga titles. No? Lahat ng 151 episodes plus yung mga dati nating episodes with yung pre-pandemic times with Anthony Suntay, no, and our guest, no, meron tayo nun sa ating YouTube channel. Ayan. Sige, top 3 takeaways from last episode.
Oo, ang ating last episode na napaka-interesting din. Pagdating sa is it time to open another branch, di ba? Ang main indicator, yung first point pa lang, sobrang importante na. Ano yung main indicator? So how well are the following established culture, standards, and systems? So develop a why culture and not a who culture.
Kung isipin mo, no, parang yung mga binanggit natin are not really the most talked about or the most tangible, no, sa mga normal na usapan kung pwede ka na magbukas ng susunod na branch. Usually yan, may location ka na ba? Meron ka na bang pondo? Di ba? But again, we talk about things that are really essential to ensuring success. Setting yourself up for success includes talking about the seemingly intangible things that will actually help you, no, get to where you want to be, no, yung vision mo, no. And these are things such as culture, gaya nga na nabanggit mo, no. Underrated masyado yan yung culture, no, because when you talk about culture, it recognizes, pagka pinag-usapan mo yung culture, ibig sabihin you recognize that it's actually a people business.
Yes.
That when you expand, the first thing that you have to check is your people. Ready na ba yung mga tao? No? And yung kultura, integral part ng environment ng tao and how they would interact with each other, how eventually the values will come into fruition and translate into actual value that the customers will feel. So yun yung mahalaga, no, that when we open another branch, hindi siya madadilute. Sa Tagalog, hindi lalabnaw yung brand mo dahil nagbukas ka ng bagong branch. No? Sa halip, dapat tumagdag yung value.
And of course, in the first place, alamin kung ano yung value and be very clear with it.
Yes, of course.
Yes, because on our second point, yung second branch natin should be a product of what we've learned. the successes as well as the opportunities to improve from your first branch?
Sabi nga ng mga bunso, 'di ba? Sila raw dapat yung pinaka ano, 'di ba? Pinaka sila daw dapat yung pinaka best kasi ano na eh,
Nasalan.
pag-aralan na eh. No? So but seriously, totoo 'yun, no? There's, logically speaking, the newest branch should be the best eh kasi produkto na yan ng ano eh, lahat ng natutunan mo from the previous branches, no? And as we know, no, a lot of people, lalo yung mga nasa small, micro and small, no, MSMEs, alam niyo yan na karamihan ng mga first branches is a product of ano yan eh, resourcefulness. No, lalo sa store look, hindi pa yan perfect, no? Pero andun din yung ano eh, yung history ng brand eh, no? So, tama yun, no, that every branch should represent an improvement from the previous one. And, it makes a lot of sense, especially when you talk about preparation, planning, and all the things that will make you eventually more proactive as new branches open. Kailangan pag may nagbubukas na bagong branches, nagiging mas proactive ka na. Kasi sa dami ng natutunan mo. Sabi nga, di ba, if you commit the same mistakes again and again, parang ano naman di ba? Parang wala kang natututunan. And sayang, maraming, yung efficiency should be, the product of all these expansion efforts. And again, behind that, it means that it is incumbent upon the people who are involved in the process. No? And every opening, sinasabi ko yan, no? Na yung mga naririto ngayong araw na to, isa nagsasawa na sila. Yung mga, siyempre mga opening team na narinig na nila. But of course, every opening is, sa mga nag-o-open ng tindahan, that's their opening. And I always tell this story about, you will always remember this day. Because hindi na mauulit yung store opening. Isang beses lang ino-open, di ba? So, namnamin mo. No, yung lahat ng nakaka-overwhelm, daming tao, hindi ka pa ganong kagaling, di ba? Pag bagong empleyado ka, but embrace, no? Embrace and absorb. Yun ang parati kong sinasabi. Because yung store opening is such a rich experience in terms of what you will gain, no? What you will gain, what limits you will break, di ba? Yung akala mo hanggang dito ka lang, no? And of course, yung realization that a store opening is a product of countless number of hours of preparation, di ba? And from accounting to purchasing to lahat ng ING, marketing, di ba? And it's also a time to recognize that, while you are tired, no, marami kang dapat consider bago ka sumuko pag opening. So all of these things put together, yun yung essence na sinasabi natin, that we should get better with each opening.
And then last and certainly not the least, expansion doesn't mean just a new physical store, but creating other revenue streams as well, like delivery.
Yeah, hindi parating hindi parating yung expansion ng new store opening or yung lalo ngayon sa panahon niya, di ba? It's not just a physical store, but it's creating revenue streams, di ba? Kumbaga parang baka mamaya hindi naman pala kailangan tayo, lalo kung hindi na-determine mo, gaya nung pinayo natin na hindi pa pala, kulang pa pala ako sa tao. No? If I open another branch, baka ma-dilute lang kami. So, okay, what are other ways to expand? No? And there are other ways to expand. Opening yung catering segment, no? Pwede kang mag-open ng party segment or functions, di ba? Pwede kang mag-bulk orders, pwede kang mag-delivery sa aggregators, no? Pwede kang magkaroon ng online ordering, no? Nakita natin yung creativity na yan, lumabas nung panahon ng pandemya, no? And yung minsan na nakakatakot pag wala ng crisis, nagiging complacent yung tao.
Yes.
So maraming ways, no? Partnerships, no? Pre-ordered meals, no? Ako dati naging negosyo ko yan pagsusupply ng mga meal packages sa mga nagpa-practice na basketball team ng PBA.
Parang
Oo,
subscription
dati
type.
nagsusupply kami dati kasama ko si Norman saka si Joel sa Shell PBA basketball team at saka sa Pure Foods. So fan ka na ng basketball, nagpapakain ka pa ng players, no? And yun, yung mga ganun, no? Expansion is also about share. It's also about not just the revenue streams but yung net and also yung network, but also expanding your market, 'di ba?
Yep.
Baka it might be as simple as tapping new markets, no? Going out of your comfort zone to learn local store marketing, no, in a more relationship or relational rather than transactional way, di ba? Yun, pwede rin yun, no? Ang growth naman, hindi naman nangangahulugan na kailangan magbukas ng bagong tindahan.
Physical. Oo, totoo. Ayan. So with that, we move on to our episode 151. Ito na yung umaatikabong questions natin na papahirapan na naman natin si Coach. Pero marami kayong makakupulutan. Because it's all about how to recruit the right employees for your Resto Negosyo. And before with that, mag-hi lang muna tayo kay Michael Albert Pancho. Good evening, sir. Si Teacher Yam, of course, is here. And si Jordan Bernardo.
Si
And
Chef
si
Joy,
Angie
ng
na.
Mad Cafe.
Yes.
Nakita
At si
ko yung
Panchi.
tindahan nila sa sa Fairview, na daan ako, ang ganda, no? So congratulations.
Nice.
Sa SM Fairview, yung Mad Cafe. Siyempre, naging guest din natin sila, di ba, dito sa show.
Yes, oo.
Siyempre, ako nababati rito ang governor ng Parañaque, no? Isipin mo, nagka-governor bigla yung Parañaque, no? Si Mami Cynthia Pineda. Oo. Oo. Diba? Si Miss Gigi, nandirito rin. Si Teacher Yam, nandirito na rin. Nabati mo na yata kanina. Ito, kakwentuhan ko lang to kanina. Masarap din. Dapat mag-guest na talaga to eh. Si Madeline Manalo Guardino, si Miss MM ng Zark's Burger. So, and si aking kapatid, si Panji. Magandang gabi sa'yo. No? Gising ka na kasi taga yan BPO eh. So gising na siya. Si EJ, naku, pamangking ko. Si EJ Uy, no? Nasa US to eh.
Yung mga kapag-anak ang tipid na tipid yung mga apelido, no? Yung mga letters.
Anak ng best friend ko, si Edwin, na taga New Jersey. Kahit ibang oras sa kanila, nanonood sila. So nakakatuwa. Si Paul Legaspi at si Annalyn Bendero, yung mga batikan din ng industriya to. Siyempre, di nawawala si Pastor Allen, no? Pastor Allen at si Margo Corcuera. No, si Janelle Chua Santos, oy, good evening. Magandang gabi sa iyo. Mga pangalan, alam mo, minsan nakakatuwa, naalala ko pa yung mga pangalan lahat. So, thank you Lord for the memory, no? Parang ina-associate mo na ito, taga Santo, taga dito ko nakilala. And richness ng buhay sa restaurant industry. Sige, pigain mo ng muli ang aking utak. No?
Ayan, unang question pa lang piga na to First question pa lang. Kasi laging tatanungin kung ano yung recruitment. Ito, paano siya nag-evolve? How has recruitment evolved now? So, kasi with your experience, ano yung mga insights na madiderive mo from it?
Yan, simulan natin sa mahiwagang katagang. Nung araw,
yan. What's up,
nung araw, ito, true story to. Para masagot natin through a real life story. No? My first application was actually, alam mo yung typical na magpapa-photo booth ka, yung tawag na photo me. Tapos bibili ka ng biodata. Tapos pipilapan mo, sasubmit. May nahaba ng pinila ko Haba ng pinila ko kasi Jollibee, Chowking magkatapat. So sabi ko sa Jollibee ako mag-a-apply. So, and then nagyaya ako kasi nung typical nung araw, di ba, pag parang mandadamay ka di ba? So sabi ko, yung kaibigan ko, si Ronnie Garcia, si attorney na yan, si attorney Ronaldo Garcia ng Supreme Court. No? Sabi ko, total, pareho ka ako tayong dumadaan ng monumento. No, ikaw, taga PLM ka, ako taga Diliman ako. So, mag-apply tayo rito sa monumento, sabi ko, sa Jollibee. So, nag-apply kami. Haba ng pila sa Jollibee. Pwede sa Chowking, pero sa akin, hindi sa Jollibee. Mas maganda yung dyan sa Jollibee. Sa pila kami. Submit mo, interviewin ka. Kung mapalad, kung matatapos yung proseso, pababalikin ka. Mabilis naman, pababalikin ka. No? And from maybe 40 to 50 applicants, pag pinalad ka, day 4, day 5, may trabaho ka na. So you start, no? And but ang essence ng kwento nung araw, ang restaurant pinupuntahan ng aplikante.
Pinipilahan
Isa sa mga parang initial na mga trabaho ng tao. But of course, now with yung na-establish na talaga, dati parang emerging pa, but yan, it's very established industry ng BPOs Diba? Isa na sa mga pillars ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas yan. So, nagbago, no? Another thing that influenced yung change and evolution is yung social media. Diba? Kasi malaking konsiderasyon na ngayon yung smartphone, social media, and ano yung mga trabahong pwede kong mag-cellphone habang nagtatrabaho ko, no? Of course, yung gig economy na para sa akin, ang pinaka representation niyan dito sa na relevant sa amin yung mga riders, 'di ba? Yung mga nagda-drive ng Lalamove, ng Grab,
Grab,
Grab Food.
Food Panda, yeah.
No, and I see them in the malls, I interview them, and talagang enticing din, ano? Parang kaysa magkusinero naman ako, pwede kong mag-rider, 'di ba? I can switch from may angkas pa, 'di ba? So, and then hawak nila yung oras nila, no? So, ang pinaka dulo nito nung in the span of 30 plus years, no, mula nung nag-apply ako. Ngayon ang daming options for employment. And and restaurant industry work is very hard.
Oh.
Number two, it's your time is very demanding, no? You go to work during weekends, no? Holidays, no? Yan yung peak, no? And now that people have a very high awareness of mental health, no? Na-realize mo that it's also a stressful line of work, di ba? Na you're fronting, I'm not saying na, isasabi ko lang iba pa rin yung face-to-face ka sa customer, iba pa rin yung nasa headset ka lang at kinakausap mo sila, no?
True.
And sometimes it's 10,000 miles away. Ito nasa harap mo, real time nagaganap. So, I think yan yung mga challenges ngayon, no? And ako, I've never known anyone who grew up and said, I want to work in the restaurant as a waiter. I don't kasi yun ang entry point, di ba? Kahit graduate ka, you start as a server and then but surprisingly, a lot of people don't realize dito pinakamabilis yung career path kung gusto mo talagang maging entrepreneur. Kasi dito very practical yung natututunan mo. In fact, kung mahusay ka within 3 to 4 years, nagtrabaho ka sa restaurant industry, pwede kang maging entrepreneur, magtayo ng resto negosyo. Di ba? May kilala tayong ganyan.
Oo, di ba? May conglomerate na.
Oo, di ba? So, I mean, yun yung it's not for everyone, but it has evolved in a way that's very, I think the challenge now is and that's this episode, no? Yung challenge now is sa ating mga resto negosyante to accept na eto na, wala na yung kwentuhan about yung past, no? That we need to recruit and we do not, we cannot succeed in getting the right people and the talented people, excellent people, if we just hire, no? Yung tipo nag-aantay ka ng aplikante, no? Or nagre-react ka lang pag may nag-resign, saka ka, no? Ngayon, kailangan mo ng talented pool of people, and more importantly, yung moral story nitong episode na to, no? Sa simula pa lang, sinabi na yung moral story, is to recruit future leaders, no? Yung mga talagang may balak either maging operations manager, area manager, or more importantly, yung mga eventually gustong maging resto negosyante. Kasi yan yung mga tipo ng recruits na they will have the enthusiasm and commitment required because meron silang vision for a future that is related to and relevant with what they're going to do. And this is hard work that they're going to do for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 years as a setup. Parang stepping stone.
Oh,
no?
yun.
Oo, kasi wala namang matinding retirement pay sa or retirement benefit sa restaurant industry kung mananatili ka lang sa level ng mga yung entry level nga. So, gone are the days, no? Hindi na talaga feasible yung ganon. Because physically it's very demanding, alam natin. Ito, bigyan ko ng storya, no? And this is not talked about as much as it should be talked about. Yung mga hazards of working in a restaurant. Alam mo, generation namin, mabot pa kami sa panahon na pwedeng manigarilyo. Tama? Sa loob ng restaurant. Hindi pa, inabot ko yung punto na nagtatrabaho sa restaurant na hindi pa segregated ang smoking area sa non-smoking area. And a lot of fellow restaurant workers who are reaching a mature age right now, ang common problem nila are related to inhaling secondhand smoke. So imagine, no, even sa kusina, wala ka mang secondhand smoke sa paninigarilyo ng tao, pero yung init ng kusina, no? So ibig sabihin, yung evolution niya with all these machines and technology and exhaust systems, mas maganda na yung working conditions sa loob ng kusina, di ba? Hot topic nga yan when we talk about, di ba, yung dati, dati gino-glorify pa yung pagwawala ni Gordon Ramsay sa kusina, pero ngayon ano na yan, hindi na pwede yan. And totoo 'yun, no? Pinagdaanan namin yan eh. The culture is now more more politically correct and more human,
Well-being.
no? Just to, be straightforward about it. And yun yung evolution din na kailangan mangyari among resto negosyantes. Alam natin, produkto kami yan kasi naging empleyado ako, naranasan ko yan, and naging employer na rin ako ngayon. Isa sa mga advokasya mo is to establish a culture that is safe, secure, no, and that fosters growth and development.
Yeah.
Para kumbaga yung paghihirap, ma-reward mo sa dulo, 'di ba, with a career growth that's faster than other industries. Yan.
Ayan. Yung, di ba we talked about finding partners? For example, owner ako, tapos I think hindi ako magaling mag-recruit. Should I also find a partner for that too?
Definitely, no. Tandaan niyo 'yan, no. If you are a resto negosyante, anything that will take you away from your core, you need to either outsource or find a partner who can help you do that. And HR and admin is one of the things that is one of the pillars ng isang pagnenegosyo sa restaurant yan eh. Because kumbaga hindi naman yan yung tipong seasonal. No, you will always have a need for somebody who's great at recruiting. No, sabi ko nga, ang mantra ko is I always recruit, and I tell it to my people because importante malaman nila that everyone is being evaluated, and if somebody better comes around, you really need to improve every day. Hindi yung tenure ang yung gagalingan dapat ng security, kundi yung merits, no. So going back to the point, you can even outsource, no. Anything that is not your core competency, no, pwede mo i-outsource. No, but you will soon find out that recruitment is an ongoing activity pag resto negosyante ka. And even internally, you would have to recruit your own employees to recruit them for higher positions. Kasi marami ngayon na ayaw din magpa-promote. Gusto nila, hindi, lang po ito. Dito lang na po ako, ayoko na po magpa-promote. No? And that's why you need to build a culture that will encourage people to grow. No, and eventually become resto negosyantes. Alam mo, na-expose ako sa ganyan, and I think that's one of the turning points of my career, no, when I was exposed sa ganyang kultura ng managing partnerships, no. Managing partner, operating partner, and I discovered na meron palang mga entry level sa pagiging stakeholder, hindi lang stakeholder kundi shareholder sa isang negosyo, no. And as you mentioned, no, yung mga bagay na ganyan, pwede mo i-outsource. You definitely should get help kasi ang metrics mo diyan is the quality of the recruits that you get. Ito lang ang tip ko sa inyo, kung confident kayo sa training skills nyo at sa systems nyo, pag nahihirapan kayo, no, malamang recruitment mistake 'yun. No? Kasi typically ang isang entry level whether sa kusina or sa front of the house, within 3 days malalaman mo na 'yan eh. Kung pwede o hindi. Kasi first day shadow, second day body, shadow, body, and then solo ka na eh. Malalaman mo na on the third day kung kaya niyang gawin yung mga na-obserbahan niya.
Ang bilis talaga, Coach. Sorry, I had to cut. Kasi on a corporate standpoint, ang cut-off lag is 30, 60, 90 pag nag-onboard eh. Ito, within 3 days,
Kasi yan combination of yung, di ba, application of IQ, application of emotional quotient, and application of yung manifestation of personality. So makikita mo kaagad eh. Kasi fast-paced eh, makita mo, daming customers, paano siya mag-react, paano makita mo. Maski sa kusina, kasi ang kusina, underrated yung talent ng tao sa kusina, pero akala ng tao pag sa kusina, marunong ka bang magluto? Yung pagluluto po, isang bahagi lang. No, yung coordination mo, yung coordination mo within yourself, hand-eye coordination, yung physical fitness mo, no? And yung coordination mo sa kapwa kusinero mo, communication skills, no? And yung efficiencies, no? Yung time and motion, magaling dumiskarte sa pagsiset up, marami. Pagpe-prep, no? Yung bilis, no? Diyan nasusukat ang mga kusinero, and and all of these things you can see, no, within pag nahirapan yung kung alam mo naman, sabi ko kung confident ka na tama yung training systems mo, meron ka namang magagaling na trainer, pero nahihirapan, lumalagpas ng 1 linggo, di pa marunong. Recruitment mistake yun. Never attempt to correct a recruitment mistake with training.
Mhm, mhm. Ito, so we're speaking about recruitment. So what are the tips of knowing what to look for? So meron ka bang hacks on your years of experience? Like, for example, meron bang mas attractive ang fresh grad or young moldable talent na mas desirable kaysa sa may experience?
Well, the framework that we have developed, and I think we've discussed it thoroughly nung mga nakaraang, I think we have 3 episodes or 2 episodes na pinag-usapan na itong topic na to. So, i-reiterate lang natin para consistent tayo sa ating mga coaching points, no? We use the framework of the building blocks, no? Sinasabi nito is that there are 3 things that cannot be taught inside the restaurant. No, this is yung IQ, yung EQ, at yung personality. Hindi ka eskwelahan, hindi ka guidance counseling company, no, organization, hindi ka rin hindi ka rin magso-solve ng mga problemang personal ng mga tao, and more importantly, no, hindi ka rin personality development school, no? So kailangan ang mindset mo is that all you can give inside the restaurant are skills and training, no? Training on skills and experience. Yun lang ang pwede mong ipagkaloob. So acknowledging that, no, alam mo ngayon that 99% of the job is to be excellent at recruitment. Kasi yan yung gate 1 di ba? So gate 2 is yung susunod na gate 1 para makapasok. Imagine mo pumapasok yung empleyado sa kultura, sa negosyo, sa organisasyon. Yung gate 1 is recruitment. Pag nakapasok yan sa gate 1, ang daratnan yan, yung nasa loob ng gate 1 na yon ay yung training or people development. So kung maayos yung training systems mo and people development culture mo, then doon mo masisipat, no? Magche-check and balance na yan, checks and balances yan. O itong ni-recruit natin, hindi talaga pwede ito, no? So bago pa makarating ng customer doon sa operations proper, nasala na yan, yung 2 gates na yan. So the reason why I'm emphasizing that is that, if you're asking me, no, yung mga bagay na tinatanong or tinitingnan, yun. Kailangan desired to excellent level of IQ, desired to excellent level of EQ, no, and desired to excellent level of personality. Na yung personality aligned pa dapat yan sa brand, no? When you talk about when you talk about another from another angle or from another perspective, dalawa lang yung actually yung pinoprobe mo yung character at saka yung competence. No, isang framework din yan. So kahit gaano ka competent yung tao and marami kang ma-encounter ka sa interview, dami ng pinanggalingang restaurant, no? Kailangan tingnan mo yung patterns, no? Gaano katagal siya nagtatagal sa isang restaurant? Ano yung mga reason for leaving? 'Di ba? Kasi baka merong flaws doon sa character side. Diba? So be diligent in doing background check. Don't rely on gut feel, no? I know ang daming available resources to do background check, kaya nga may character references, diba? Be diligent, no? Exercise due diligence in making sure na lahat ng papasok sa organisasyon walang flaws pagdating sa character aspect. Kasi yung competence, sabi ko kanina, pwedeng maituro rin yan. So those are 2 frameworks that I use, no? And now, when you talk about hiring someone for leadership positions, number 1, mas preferable na magbago ka brand, yung organic yung growth. No, nagsimula muna lahat sila sa level na ikaw muna yung manager nila, and then eventually a leader will emerge, no? Meron ding mga test, no? And again, I emphasize, hindi ko yata nabanggit kanina, may mga available psychometric analysis, no? Merong mga available tools on the internet to measure yung IQ, EQ, and personality, no? To test yung personality. And there's also tools. Correspondingly, meron ding mga tools that measure a person's leadership, leadership ability. Yung 4 imperatives, no? May metrics yan, no? Sa internet lahat yan. We cannot discuss it thoroughly now, but it's available. Ang mini-measure mo is leadership quotient. Kasi doon naman sa aspeto na yun, management is easier to teach compared to leadership. Leadership, innate yan, no? Innate, kailangan mo palabasin, no? Kasi may mga taong gusto talaga mag-lead, may mga taong, and there's nothing wrong with just being followers, no? May tao talagang mas preference nila yung maging followers lang. So yan, yung mga proven, no, ng mga frameworks na ginagamit ko, no? When it comes to questions, no, it's very important to understand the persons, tatlong bagay, no? Number 1, yung mga personal goals. Ito yung alignment, alignment test, no? Yung chine-check mo yung alignment. Yung mga personal goals ba ng mga, kasi pag nagkwento na about personal goals, makita mo kung driven, kung malinaw, no, kung may clear purpose in life, no,
Mm.
kung meron nagbabanggit na kasi gusto ko po in 2 years and 3 years from now, meron siyang timelines, di ba?
Timeline.
Malaking indicators yan eh. And then number 2, yung passion, no? Para maging masaya, yung indicator yan kung sasaya ba siya ron sa loob ng organisasyon mo eh. Ano ba yung mga ang common definition ko diyan, what do you love doing? Di ba? What are your passion / with S, passions, no? Kasi indicator yan kung ano yung makapagpapasaya sa tao eh, di ba? What excites and brings out the enthusiasm in a person. And lastly, no, tanungin mo about their strengths. Oo. Huwag mo nang ano yung weakness kasi wala namang umaamin talaga sa weaknesses, di ba? Karaniwan yung mga pang Miss Universe na sagot lang dyan, well, my weakness is impatience.
Yeah.
I'm very impatient para syempre safe, di ba? Pag impatient.
I'm a perfectionist.
aggressive.
Ganon.
I'm a perfectionist with double S's, no?
Mhm.
And hindi ano yun eh. Ano yun, kumbaga, mahirap patunayan or purbahan yun. Ang tingnan natin, tanungin natin siya, what are your strengths? Kasi I always say, no, and ito pinipreach ko to heavily recently, no, para kasi in a world that's very distracted and there's availability. Kasi minsan pag maraming available na resources, information, videos, podcast, parang gusto mo lahat i-absorb eh. Pero I always remind about focus. No, focusing on what you really want to be an expert of. No, develop an expertise. Hindi ko na maalala kung sino kanina ko narinig pero napakalalim ng kahulugan nun eh, no? Be an expert at something, no? Parang pag sinabi, I am Cher, I am an expert at blank, 'di ba? Kasi that would, if you look at it from a logical standpoint, yun yung kailangan mo para magkaroon ka ng edge eh. Para ikaw yung piliin ng mga employers, ng mga business investors, 'di ba? What is your edge, 'di ba? My edge
The
is
unique
51.
selling proposition.
I'm already 51 po. I'm edge 51. Hindi po yung edge na yun ang tinatanong. No? Ang tinatanong po siya sa pong edge po natin, yung unique advantage natin over others. Bakit ikaw? Bakit ikaw ang pipiliin ko? Diba?
Yes. Ayun.
Yan. Sobrang dami na sinagot ko. Sorry ah.
Hindi, okay lang po. Kasi minsan, di ba, ang hirap minsan lalong nagre-recruit ka kung owner ka. Tapos minsan, merong ang gagaling lang magsalita. May mga magagaling sa interview, di ba? Tapos biglang pagdating sa practice na, parang, ay, hindi. Meron namang mahihiyain, pero when they show, pag tinest mo na, meron pala.
Yeah, in relation with that, 2 things, no. Number 1, you can never blame the employee. Ikaw nag-recruit eh. Ikaw nag-hire, 'di ba? So, the quality of people that you will have inside your restaurant is a reflection of your diligence. Okay? Number 2, no. Nakalimutan ko tuloy yung number 2 sa dami ng sinabi ko sa number 1. No. Di mo pwedeng ituro. And then number 2 is very important for you to recognize na yung kanina, banggit ko na pala to, re-reiterate ko na lang. You can never correct a recruitment mistake through training.
Yep.
Oo, kasi mangyayari doon, may expose pa sa customers yan eh. No? Never practice on customers. So, be decisive pagdating sa recruitment at saka training. Ano yan eh, they're designed to be checks and to be checks and balances for each other. At nagsasabi dapat yung training na, yung ni-recruit mo, medyo kamote Q, hirapan kami. So, next time, wag mo nang paabutin sa amin pag gaganyan yung level ng yung ganung kultura. Napakahalaga nun eh. Kasi ang goal mo, wag umabot sa harap ng customer. Yung output ng isang kamote.
Ayun. Actually, ang dami nang nagka-heart at nag-shout out. So, ano muna tayo? Shout out break with Ryan Pinpin.
Oo, yan. Ano rin yan.
Diba?
Mag-expand na yata yun si Ryan. Meron niyang eatery sa Valenzuela City.
Ayan, pati si Jade. At si Marinor de Guzman.
Siyempre pa, si Miss Marinor de Guzman.
Yes, of course. Si Gerard Flores. Ayan, another day of learning experience.
Ito
diba,
si
may pa-world
Abby,
noon.
ano na siya, iba na apelido ni Abby Galve, magdaraog na siya. Magandang gabi sa'yo. Mabuhay ang bagong kasal, si Abby. Ayan. Si Mon, salamat. No? Salamat, Mon, salamat.
Salamat. No?
Sa Bacolod to, sa Bacolod. No? Si Chef Eugene, nanonood. Chef Eugene Jacobe.
Ay.
Oo. Si
Si
ano
Paolo
yata ang
Cruz
co-host
din.
nung nag-guest siya, no? Si Chris, no? Kaya hindi mo siya
Mm.
na... Si
Yes.
Master Eugene Nakobe, magandang gabi sa iyo. Si Selwyn Alvarez nandito rin, share. At
Yeah.
syempre pa, ang ating kaibigan, si AKA Ferdinand Porsche, no? Si Jake Castro at ang kanyang no, lovely wife, si Miss Tina Castro mula sa Las Vegas with love.
Ayan.
Si Ravi at si Patrick Salazar nanonood rin. Another day of learning experience from the world known as
World known, di
the
ba?
Resto Coach. World renowned, no?
World-renowned
Talaga
na.
tong kaibigan natin, eh. Masyado mo kami pinasisikat, no? Si Yumer De Leon, no? Ayan dito rin, at ang mga De Leon ng Valenzuela.
Mhm.
Si Uncle, si Tito Age, no? Ibarra Salonga,
Para
magandang
sa
gabi po.
Longga. At si
Sa ano
Paolo.
yan, no? Sa police force, no? Kasama ng aking tatay yan. Hanggang
Mm.
ngayon, nagsisilbi pa rin sa bayan.
Wow.
Ito, servant of God naman to, si John Lawrence Marabe. No, itong church person at kasama na namin ngayon sa Buffalo Swings and Things. Si Paulo Cruz, andirito rin. Si Ariel Manulat, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. At si Eileen Samson. Daming nanonood, nakakagana po
Oo.
lalo. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming
Maraming
salamat.
salamat.
Ayan, Coach. Balik
Ito,
tayo.
banggitin ko Si
Mm.
Kevin Astor, sa mga favorite ko to. Bumalik ka na sa industriya ng restaurant. Yan. Yan ang
Ayan.
mensahe ko sa iyo, Kevin.
Ayan.
Bumalik ka na.
If you're
sa
waiting for a
industriya ng-
sign, ayan ang sign mo.
Halika na. Ayan.
So, Coach, are there any creative ways to attract potential team members who providing value would be reciprocal? Kumbaga, meron kayong value sa isa't isa. So, ano yung...
Teka lang Sorry at hindi ko mapigilang kasi bumalik na nung balik yung sasabihin ko kaninang
Ayun
pangalawang
na yan.
punto.
Sige, Coach. Sige.
Ito, magugulat kayo. No? The best way to recruit is to poach, to pirate. No? Reality yan eh. Because if you eat outside, no, ako, pag kumakain ako, may nakita akong magaling, inasabihan ko talaga, if you're interested, but I don't, I don't yung tipong parang hard recruitment. Di naman. I just give them my card and say na if you're interested to work for us, no, bibigyan ko muna ng feedback and very specific feedback yung sinasabi ko talaga. Ang galing mong magstay ahead of the curve, ang galing mong mag-consolidate ng steps para alam niya taga-industriya rin talaga ako. And I just give my card, my number, and then I poach. No, karamihan na magagaling, no. Even yung mga newbies, makita mo yung ako simple lang yung mga natural magngiti, lahat ng tao sa paligid ngarag na ngarag siya, nakangiti, naka-focus sa guest, kinukuha ko yan. No, kasi yan yung mga hindi mo maituturo eh. Yung puso sa serbisyo at hospitality.
Parang palang talent scout talaga no sa game.
Oo, talent scout. Actually, the right, yan ang eksaktong word na ginamit ni Jim Sullivan when he described one of the 7 attributes that a multi-unit leader must have. Number 1 is to be a talent scout. Because that is actually a recognition na hindi na ikaw ang gagawa. Maring isa kang magaling na manager dati nung may tindahan ka, pero you're recognizing I need to be able to find successors. No, kasi empowerment na yung role mo pag umaangat ka dun sa multi-unit eh. Sinabi ni Jim Sullivan yan, no? The first one is to be a great talent scout. Sige, tuloy mo na yung tanong kanina na naantala.
Yung tanong ko kanina, yung creative ways to attract potential team members.
Yun, nabanggit ko na, poaching, di ba? Number 1. Always poaching. I'm always working pagdating sa recruitment. I always recruit and get your team involved. No? Walang department sa recruitment. Ihabilin mo yan. Pag kumakain kayo sa labas, nasa restaurant industry tayo, lahat tayo recruiter. Pag meron kayo na experience na magandang serbisyo, the least that you could do is to write down that experience and share it with us. But the more important thing is to recruit that person who delivered that excellent service. Mas mahirap sa kusinero kasi hindi ka naman papasok sa loob ng kusina. Tapos magpo-poach ka, di ba? Pero may nanggaganon, nga inaranasan ko na yan. But again, no, makita mo yung organizations also that are use yung benchmark. Di ba? Yung magagaling, excellent organizations, no? Look up to them is one thing, but looking up to them is one thing, but learning from them is another thing, pero getting talents from their organization is another, naman yan? Accepted industry practice. Diba?
Ayun nga yung tatanungin ko, accepted
wala namang
naman siya.
Kaya natatawa ko pag yung may mga non-compete pang pinag-uusapan. Ang liit ng industriya eh. What will you do? Prevent people from earning their livelihood? improve mo yung kultura mo, improve mo yung compensation mo para
Then
sa yung
you'll be
magstay yung
attractive.
tao, no? And that's the motivation of business development. No, that's another episode in our library, pero kaya ka nga nagbubuo ng bagong mga tindahan, ng expansion para mayroong career growth yung mga tao sa organisasyon. Diba?
Ayun. So,
So,
do you think na yung flatter organizations are at a disadvantage pag nag-a-attract ng talent?
dapat ano ka, number one, you need to recognize that the organizational structure is a reflection of the culture. Okay. So, very important yun. When you make, speaking, tutuloy ko pa rin, siseg ko pa rin dun sa ano, no? I-connect ko pala, hindi segue na. Ko-connect ko dun sa previous question mo. It's very important for you to encourage during interviews that the candidate also ask you questions. Especially about your organization. Because a very important, ano yan and very important opportunity for you to gauge how you're doing, in terms of being an attractive, are you a, kumbaga, an attractive option for those who are looking for jobs, no? And speaking of creativity, yung recognition mo na lahat ng magagaling may trabaho yan. Di ba? Kaya nakakatakot nga yung parang mabakante na ng matagal, di ba? Yung ano, no? And another creative way of I don't think it's even creative, parang fundamental is to to talk to people in the industry, not just the background check, no, like for example, kung nanggaling sa ganitong lugar and nakita mo yung progression ng tao, hindi progression, no, from a great brand bumababa siya ng pababa sa mga smaller brands, no, hindi magandang indicator yon. So yung lang, no, siguro instead of calling it creative, yung applying yung common sense in terms of evaluating yung progression ng tao. Kasi magagaling na tao, steadily improving. Pero yung mga ganon, yung parang lagare, or yung mas, syempre, ayaw mo na yung pag ganon, di ba? At titignan mo yung pattern niya. No? Ako ngayon, overlook na rin yata siya yung mga school na pinanggalingan, yung scholastic records, di ba? Importante yun, yung pagiging active sa extracurricular activities. Isa sa pinaka-importante kasi na natuklasan nilang factor for success yung grit no, yung GRIT, no. Walang mahirap i-define, pero yung ako ang pinanggagalingan kasi ng grit yung clarity ng purpose. So if the candidate can engage you in a discourse about future plans, and you feel that talagang hindi inimbento lang yung kwento, but talagang may purpose sa buhay, malaking indicator yun. Kasi yung motivation, sabi nga natin, di ba, hindi naman napagkakaloob yan Galing sa sarili yan, decision yan. Which brings me to the point na yung 5 binabanggit natin dito parate, those are 5 actually great indicators of potentially great employees, no? Yung merong attitude of gratitude, no, merong malinaw na purpose, nabanggit natin paulit-ulit kanina. Pangatlo, yung may disiplina. No, may mga questions that will bring out kung may disiplina yung tao, di ba? And then yung commitment to excellence, di ba? Talk about quality. Give them scenarios, no? If you were there's a huge sabi mo, there's a very busy Friday night, no? And ang daming platong lumalabas, no? And sobrang delayed na yung mga tickets, no? Meron ka napansin, lalabas yung isang plato, hindi gaano perfect yung presentation. What would you do? Ganun. So makikita mo yung line of thinking, no? And in this case, no, may customer na, bigyan mo ng mga real life scenarios. May customer na nagagalit, no? Dahil feeling niya, no, hindi siya napapansin, ikaw yung nakausap, what will you do? Diba? And then makikita mo, no? Oo, yung mga practical situations, because restaurants are like that, real life practical situations. So engage the applicant in a conversation. Huwag mong i-dominate. Kasi minsan without us knowing it, leading yung mga questions natin Diba? We're just going through the motion. Tapos syempre, sasagot na ako ng, binibigay mo na yung sagot. Opo. Masipag ka ba? Masipag po ako. Hindi naman sasagot na hindi po.
Hindi naman, no. Okay lang. Ayun. Tapos, I think na delve na natin but I think it's more of like more detailed. This yung ano yung strategies you can use to assess a candidate's cultural fit with your restaurant's values and vision.
Napakahirap nung ano no, nung unang-una napakahirap ng sitwasyon where kaya nga binibring up ko parati yan, no, yung kahalagahan ng culture, no, yung behavior ng organization. Let's start from within. Let's start from within. Kasi ako, I always remind people, no, yung first experience ng isang empleyado is not actually the first day of work, but yung day na in-interview mo siya, or even yung iba nakita niya yung ad mo sa LinkedIn, di ba? These are really tangible manifestations of what your brand is. So ang sagot ko doon is number one, you define your values, no? And talk about the values, di ba? Gaya ng example ko kanina, talk about quality. Anong pananaw mo sa quality, di ba? How would you manifest quality at work if you get hired as a cook, di ba? Number two, sabi ko kanina, it's leadership, no? Test about leadership kasi pointless pagka yung te-train mo, magstay sa'yo na 3, 4, 5 taon, tapos dulo, di ba? Parang unhappy dahil, di ba, naliliitan sa sweldo, ayaw naman magpa-promote, di ba? Mahirap yung ganung sitwasyon. So, preference parati sa mga leaders, no? And yung leadership culture, I think it's it all starts with getting people who are critical thinkers. And how do you determine that? Kaya kanina sinabi ko kailangan pagtanungin mo rin yung empleyado. Pag hindi marunong magtanong, hindi critical thinker yun. Oo, kasi pag yung yung safe, no? Wala na po akong tanong. Gusto lang niya sagutin yung mga tanong mo. Ako, I put emphasis on that. Number two is to ask about real life situations yung nangyari na, hindi yung theoretical. Halimbawa, yung may mindfulness na tayo ngayon sa pagtatanong sa mga private matters, no? So ask about work scenarios. When you were with this company, what were your accomplishments? And why, what are your top 3 accomplishments? And explain to me why you rank them as such, di ba? Di ba? Parang ano yung mahalaga sa kanya, malalaman mo, di ba? Kasi ultimately, culture is is a consolidation of all the values of people within that organization.
Yeah.
At kung ano yung dominant among those values. So, alignment of values ang ipoprove natin. So, para malaman yung alignment, hindi naman natin dapat ilagay lahat ng pressure sa kandidato. Magkwento tayo. Ito ang kultura ng kumpanya, no? Ano ang values mo? Ito ang values ng kumpanya, ito yung mga core values namin. How about you? What are your core values? Diba? So if somebody can expound on that and ask them, okay, ano yung mga manifestation ng how was those values? For example, sabi niya, ako po, I value professionalism. Sige nga, how does professionalism help you? How has it helped you? Sorry, hindi how will it help you? How has it helped you in your previous jobs? Diba? Para meron talagang track record na discussion. No? At hindi tayo naging Q&A. No? It's a conversation. I cannot overemphasize that share. No? It needs to be a conversation. Because guess what? No? When you enter a restaurant, you will have thousands and thousands of conversations every day. Diba? With customers, with your fellow employees. So dapat marunong makipag-converse, marunong makapag-diskurso in a mindful and courteous manner na pati ikaw gaganahan ka makipagkwentuhan sa kanya
Yeah.
Diba?
May energy yun Yun. So we talked about kanina yung sa training portion. So assuming we already got the right person we have recruited. So can you describe yung training and development opportunities na you'd provide help team members para mag-excel sa role nila?
You mean particular to particular to recruitment? Well, the best way for them to masamang pakinggan is to allow them, to give them the latitude to experience it. Yun yung pinakamahirap i-let go na ginawa mo masyadong centralized yung organization na lahat. Okay yung ikaw yung final interview, but not for all positions. Kasi at some point, they have to learn to take accountability for their decisions. Diba? So for example, entry level, no? Hanggang saang level ba yung magpa-final interview dyan? Para meron silang ownership, hindi rin pwede yung ito common to, yung HR lang ang nag-recruit, tapos pinapasa sa tindahan. Ako ang sa restaurant, the uniqueness of it, let the recruitment emanate from the store and HR will just help you process it.
Facilitate.
If you need, initial screening, no? Initial interview, pwede yun. Pero yung recruitment per se, kayo yung nasa field di ba? Tapos nagrereklamo kayo pag taga-malayo yung ng HR, yung HR nasa opisina, di ba? So, I think what makes the restaurant industry unique is that yung recruitment niya should be local also. And if there's such a thing as local store marketing, I always emphasize this also local store recruitment. No, kailangan doon ka nagre-recruit, no? Imagine mo lalo kung nasa mall ka, ang daming pwedeng i-recruit sa mall 'di ba? And kung magre-recruit ka, parang ganito, share, yung mas mahirap na trabaho yung pinanggalingan. No? Kasi pag galing sa mas magaang na trabaho yan, tapos dinala mo sa restaurant, masyasyak yan. No?
Totoo.
Masyasyak yan. Unang araw pa lang, ano na yan, parang
Ayoko na,
luluha
oo.
na yan. No? So kailangan, kumbaga pag dinala mo sa restaurant, parang nakaluwag-luwag pa siya sa buhay. Nakaginhawa pa siya. Di ba?
Oo.
Ito pala, nakalimutan kong banggitin, no? Sa panahon ngayon, hindi na pwede yung masyadong specialist, no? Kailangan, alam mo na, multitasker. Pwedeng magkusina, pwedeng mag-front of the house. Kasi yun ang dilema Pag mayroong mga front of the house na ayaw na mag-back of the house, o mayroong taga-back of the house na ayaw mag-front of the house, paano kayo magiging effective manager kung ayaw nyo tumawid, di ba? Ako, yun ang game changer sa akin, nung napuwersa akong tumawid sa kusina. And then, naging buo ako, no, as a manager and leader.
So, sobrang relevant na ngayon yung diversity and inclusivity. So how are you, yung examples mo on creating a diverse and inclusive work environment for the restaurant?
It requires technical na yan, It requires a lot of education, and I would say it's important to emphasize to people that it should not be just the company educating its employees, but more so all of us trying to learn, because it is a very important aspect of humanity. Malawak na usapin yan para sa akin. It's not just about race, it's not just about religion or gender. It's about human beings. And of course, the vision or the dream has always been for us not to even notice these things. For us not to even notice these things. Particularly, particularly controversial yan sa restaurant industry. Di ba recently nga, naging meme at saka viral yung sa potato corner, no? Nakaka-aliw na nakaka-bother din yung, siyempre, diba, alam mo, behind that, may mga nagkamali, and ganun ka-unforgiving ang society ngayon. Talagang uulit-ulitin sa'yo na parang pang Miss Universe ang hinahanap nyo para maging, di ba, employee ng potato ko para magbenta ng French fries, di ba? And people commit mistakes. So, sana wag naman natin masyadong i-bash, no? Siguro well-intentioned naman. But that's a great example of how educated we should be, because we owe it to our fellow human being. Diba? Ako naranasan ko yan yung ibang lahi ka, magte-train ka sa ibang bansa. And in some of the places that we trained in, hindi naman sila exposed sa mga katulad mo na Asyano ka, di ba? They can even tell, may mga lugar sa Amerika na they cannot even determine kung anong difference between the different Asian countries.
That's true.
And they didn't even think that Philippines was in Asia. Parang ganun, And ako, I always look at it as an opportunity to improve relationships between people. Wala nang race, walang gender. No, it's about building positive relationships, and that should be the education that we should foster. No, na regardless, it's not even important to talk about these things, because ang importante is we provide an environment where people can be safe, secure. No, they will feel protected, and they will feel that their job is being measured based on objective standards, hindi subjective parameters. Napakahalaga nun And kahit naman hindi pa uso yung woke, challenge na talaga sa atin yan Because guess what? Our customers are also going to be diverse.
True.
So kung internally, yung internal customers natin, we cannot treat them with the respect that diversity calls upon, then mahihirapan tayo. Mahihirapan tayo and sooner than later, you will encounter a situation na may expose yung unpreparedness or yung pagiging ill-equipped ng organization to engage people with respect. Fellow human beings. Ganun na lang ang category ngayon fellow human beings. Ultimately, it's about respecting people's rights. And ako, importante rin sa akin, I've been in situations where hindi naman, kaya nga yung the customer is always right, hindi ako yan Hindi ako fan ng kasabihan na yan. The customer is not always right, but they're always the customers. No? They are customers, but there's also limitations sa mga kanilang rights. No? And importante, as we recognize, our first customer is our employees, yung internal culture. So I think ang sagot ko doon, leadership by example, no, lalo yung mga may-ari, you need to really improve. No? Hindi excuse na may-ari ako, may HR naman. No? Ikaw muna. Ikaw muna. And I think it should be even to the point where it becomes part of your core values, no? Diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
Kasi yung sense of belonging, ayon kay Maslow, isa sa pinaka pangatlong level yata ng ano yan eh, no, ng human
Hierarchy of
needs,
needs,
no?
yeah.
So I think it should be an aspiration, regardless of whatever current conversations are being talked about. Regardless of that, importante yung respeto sa kapwa-tao, and I think yung inclusion, diversity, ang unintended but really fulfilling consequence of it is that you will also feel better about yourself, because everyone is a minority in some respect, no?
That's true.
No, sometimes majority feeling mo, pero dalhin ka sa ibang lugar, minority ka. Mapunta ka sa ibang sitwasyon, minority ka. So empathy is important, no? Wag mo nang hintayin i-trial and error mo pa, no? I mean, it's a continuing effort on our part, not just in the, again, ulitin ko, not just in the aspect of all conversations about discrimination or wokeness, no? It's really about recognizing that the world, number one, is a global community now.
Already, yeah.
And you will feel that, di ba, pag first time ka nag-travel, di ba, ang daming ibang lahi, no? Napakaliit ng pakiramdam mo na, ang dami palang iba't ibang uring tao sa mundo. No? Parang, okay. Diversity and inclusion is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, share ko lang, Coach, I'm actually very much in awe, especially in here where yung systems and standards of restaurant, nagiging ano siya, universal language siya pagdating sa F&B, kasi where the restaurants here, magkakasamang Filipinos, taga Myanmar, even taga Afghanistan, and even the locals, same goal. And sometimes they don't even understand English the same way, but they understand what they're supposed to be in the kitchen and outside,
Totoo
so which is
yan.
a good thing.
Totoo yan. Hospitality is universal language. Quality is a universal language. The camaraderie inside the kitchen is a universal culture.
Yes.
Hindi yan hindi yan tumitingin sa lahi. Tumitingin yan sa kakayahan mo na mag-deliver ng common goal. Doon mo nakukuha yung respeto. Kung pareho kayo mapagpahalaga sa quality at kahit anong diverse background or differences meron kayo, pag nag-agree kayo sa quality, masaya kayo sa loob ng kusina. Ganun din sa leadership, di ba? Leadership is a culture by itself. No, kahit anumang background nyo, pagka nag-agree kayo sa basic principles of leadership, it's going to be the universal language that will allow us to understand and embrace each other's differences.
Ayan, ang bilis. And with that, how do you want to wrap up your words of wisdom pagdating sa ating dream team?
Ako I always have this reminder, lalo sa yung mga umaangat sa leadership ladder, no. Sabi ko parati, if it is too difficult, you're doing it wrong. If it's too difficult, we're doing it wrong. Meaning, pag may nahihirapan tayo, may mali. And usually ang mali, recruitment. Yeah, ayun yung resto quote natin for tonight, no. Pero bago ko lang, baka makalimutan ko, speaking of talented people na kahit sang sulok ng mundo mo dalhin, mag-excel, si Joseph Quijón, no? Si Joseph Quijón, meron tayong standing invitation dito, medyo busy lang tong mama. One of the best in terms of providing that very unique segment of restaurant expertise, repairs and maintenance. No,
wow,
preventive maintenance, repair of equipment. Master yan si Joseph Quijón. So JQ, one of these nights, sana mapagbigyan mo kami na maging guest ka para kwentuhan mo kami sa importansya ng preventive maintenance sa loob ng Speaking of yung mga Soul Game and Barbary, nandito si Sir Ems Vivas nanonood. And nagabi sir, napag-usapan ka namin kanina at ang iyong team, no? Pinagpalang team ng Barbary, Soul Game at saka ng Kalma Resto Bar. Yun, nabanggit ko nga si Giorgio Basil, si Jerdy. Napakasalamat po sa kind words. Magandang gabi, Resto Coach. Share, mabuhay ka, 10 ng iyong mga disipulo. So para
diba?
pa akong
lalim.
propeta dito, parang Jerdy. Ikaw na, disipulo. Oh. Sige po, tas po natin ang ating mga kamay at sabay-sabay po tayo. Loko to talaga si Jerdy. So, teka, kaya ako nagdi-delaying tactic, hindi ko yata nabuksan yung aking resto code. So habang batiin mo muna sila habang ino-open ko yung file nung nung
Oo, si,
picture.
si Boss J, nabati na ba natin? Boss
Oo,
J
kanina
Salong.
nung
Yes,
simula, pero
oo.
baka wala siya nung simula eh. Si Boss J ang kasama ni Sir Ems at saka
Ayan,
ni Ma'am
eto
Claire sa Soul
siya.
Game.
Oo. O, di ba? Madaming nakikinig at
Si Aid
ayan,
Adriano, taga ano yan, Market. Si Joey Katipon, magandang gabi. So ito po, tama-tama, akmang-akma yung ating resto code sa pinag-uusapan natin. No? Simplify natin ngayong linggo. No amount of training can correct a recruitment mistake. So ibig sabihin, if there's one thing as a resto negosyante na dapat mong either pag-aralan or i-outsource, maghanap ng eksperto, ayan po ay ang recruitment. Because recruiting the right people, even si kumparing good to great, Jim Collins, sinabi niyan, first who and then what. No, unahin muna yung who. Okay? And the right people is the first step towards building a great resto organization. Yan. Paalam ka na sa ating mga kaklase, share.
Ayan, hello sa mga classmates and always keep your eyes open. Always be poaching. Ika nga sabi ni Coach. Laging be a talent scout. Yan.
Maging poach and share na tayo.
Yeah.
So magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Pasensya na nag-overtime ng 1 minuto sapagkat napakaganda ng topic. And again, looking forward to more insightful topics sa mga bagong sali po dito sa ating klase. Meron po tayong 150 episodes pang iba na maaari nyo pong i-access easily sapagkat inayos na po ng ating librarian yan, si Michelle, sa ating YouTube channel. No? Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, and coming soon TikTok, kindly share. No? Yun naman pong essence. We coach, and all of us should share to others para mas marami pong mabiyayaan ng ating mga lingguhang kwentuhan. So magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Paalala lang po, remove the clutter and focus on what really matters. Keep your wings up. God bless.